test. Good morning. Morning, everybody. Hope you are well. Let me know I'm coming through okay. I'm pretty sure I am. I am recording. Morning, Ash. Morning, Dale. Morning, Omar, John, Silver. Hope you guys are okay. Happy Friday. Happy NFP day. USD Polish for me. Yeah, I'll go through all these. Martin, I'll go through that as well before I start. So what I'll do today is, before I get into it, because I kind of want to go through and ask you guys a few questions as we come to the 1st of April. So first quarter is done. But I'll go through the charts first, and we'll see where we are. So obviously I lost an AJ trade yesterday, finished off the quarter in a 6% profit. Actually, I'll go through that after. Let's go through the charts first. SPX today, we have had a slight drop-off yesterday. Again, nothing major to worry about. Yes, we could say, well, this is a pretty powerful evening star here. I agree with that. But considering where we have come from, this doesn't automatically mean a trend change. It just means a possible pullback is incoming. Again, that doesn't have to happen. But what I would say is still risk on for me. Yes, okay, we've come through this resistance area, but again, we figure out where we've come from. We could get a deeper retracement before continuation. That would still be my bias. We move to a weekly chart. Well, you could say if we close with inverted hammer on basically B wave, that's not a good sign. Yes, but it also doesn't mean that we're massively changing. We still have this price action. We still have a decent engulfer. So my personal bias right now, albeit it's not the kind of pullback or the start of a pullback you'd like to see, it's still in the middle of a pullback nonetheless. So it'll be interesting to see what happens next week. But at the moment, SPX is still risk on, but we are in pullback mode from a decent move to the upside. The dollar today, dollar's pretty strong. You know, we have got the reaction here, and I'll say the same thing as I said here, albeit this does look like a bit of a stronger pullback than what we were getting when we're saying pullback for continuation. So my hunch says the dollar comes up back to here, right? That's my hunch. From a technical perspective, we can still look at this as a corrective from this move to the downside, looking around that 50% level, which we are basically at now, to see how it reacts there. Now, again, the 50% USD is not a concrete thing. We could breach through that 61.8 and continue this ranging market, or breach up to the 61.8 and come down for a potential setup like this in the dollar. But I just have a feeling that this will come up to this area and continue within this ranging price action for that dollar as we move on. We know there's NFP today that will affect the dollar, but we don't know that effect. We'll wait for the market's reaction to that news rather than the news itself. So my personal hunch is this moves back up, but possibly an RTE reason to enter dollar shorts from this pullback for continuation from this recent trend to the downside is also on the cards. But be aware that there will be some volatility today on account of that NFP numbers. So that's my personal bias. The reason, I mean, we do have some strong bars here. There's no doubt about it. Morning, Amira. And that's why I just have that hunch. But from a technical perspective, continuation would still be your initial thought on that dollar. Okay, watch this today. The first one is USD Hong Kong. Didn't get this as a breakout. I still don't know whether, how happy I am with it. I mean, we look to be pushing through anyway, just purely on account of that daily chart there, whether we're getting in at the wrong time. I don't know. As I said, that is a healthy trending market to the upside. I was looking at a retest of this area. We might not even get that. The reason why I didn't take a breakout was risk reward was decent on this, and I just needed a little bit more in this area for me to break out of that zone. So a retest of this area I will consider. This 4-hour bar is obviously not closed yet, but a break above is something that I've just got to let go. But the pattern is clean. context here is certainly clean. Healthy price action moving up here, another corrective here, pushing on from this area, squeezing into the zone from a larger upward trending market. And it could be one that just goes. The extent of it, we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I'll be looking for a potential retest there on USD Hong Kong. Morning, Nick. Morning, Nick, pal. Aussie dollar potential shorts. This would fit with our hunch on the dollar, as well as that SPX sentiment. Where I've got two potential trades here selling the Aussie, and if we do decide to pull back, you know, that would be pretty good for it. Setup is clean again. We can look at smaller head and shoulders within this handle bar with a cup with handle, breakout, retest, move to the downside, right? That's essentially what I'm looking for. Hourly, again, we're above those, we're below these moving averages as well. It does look quite good. And there's there an opportunity for a break there. Daily confluence. We do have daily confluence with this bar. I don't think that, again, with some of these trades that are setting up, I'm looking at mainly at major kind of extensions on this daily chart. Yes, we could say, well, we've got a bar here that gives us a potential entry for counter trend shorts. Yes, we have that extension. We have the stock market coming off on the 4 hour. You know, the issue is, are we in this? I just don't really like where it is. So the idea of taking a counter trend short with this particular bar, this particular 4 hour bar, does certainly make sense. Even as a breakout now, looking at it again, if you get a bit of accumulation here on that 20, it may not be a bad breakout to the downside. Really nice context. You know, this is price action in here. I'm not going to count this. I'm going to count it from here. Is really nice. So yeah, let's see. Like I said, I do have a hunch that dollar pushes. And with the daily chart on that SPX, we could see some weakness coming into the Aussie on account of that pullback. But it is still an uptrending market. So, okay, let's wait for it. I need some accumulation anyway, but Aussie dollar to the downside does look quite nice. Nick, are you still in this? I'm sure you talked about Aussie dollar yesterday, but Aussie dollar down I like. Pound Aussie is another one. Yeah, you're in it? Okay, good. Well, hopefully you're right. Pound Aussie, massive extension here on the daily chart. Have we got our confluence? We do have a slight outside engulfer here. We've got some volume coming in on a push yesterday. Again, a big downtrending environment. You know, something that I certainly would not be selling. So we could look at that as, okay, engulfer, volume, bullish bar, pullback is potentially in progress from that move. Also, what we've had here is a slight fake to the downside. The issue is, do we go into stop locations, fake and move to the downside, trapping us potential retail buyers up? But I think with the extent of that move to the downside, there's certainly opportunity here. Cut with handle, again, looking at a squeeze into this area. We've got our structure here, nice bit of accumulation. Good bar just prior to a break. Okay, so I'd like to see... Excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me, bless me. I like to see these types of bars on the 20. Ideally, it comes on higher volume, but we were over Asia. Push through this 100 and retest it. Now, if we fail from here, okay, we fail from here, then we obviously don't take the trade. But if we do push on, you know, there's still 20 minutes of this candle left. You know, possibly slight rejection and pushing up like it is now. But a breakout retest on something like this, movement to the upside, again, is something that I do kind of like. So this selling the Aussie dollar, let's have some confluence there. So pound Aussie to the upside, Aussie dollar to the downside. I think Aussie dollar I like better. I think there's better confluence there, but both are certainly potentially valid. Oil I like as well, you know, but unfortunately it's breaking through now. This was really clean. But in terms of a context, you know, we've got to take this as our basing structure here, which means, although this is great and this is a nice squeeze, I don't really have that 30 to 50% digestion rule that I like. Albeit we are getting, you know, we have kind of got this. if this had tagged this area down here and you got your head and shoulders, then that would have been perfect. You know, with oil, I like where it is. Unfortunately, it has broke out now. I like where the 4 hour is, crossing underneath them MAs. You know, looking like we failed at B wave. We have been trying to get into oil from up here, certainly. Didn't get an entry, and I still think it's nice. I still think it's nice. Do we think, you know, we were underneath that $100 psychological level now. Do we think oil is going to move to the upside depending on what happens in that fundamental situation? We'll see. You know, this ABC is possibly still on the cards. But as I said, with that setup, if it breaks underneath, it's out of my realms already. I don't see a massive push. I don't see a massive push. You know, we had that reactionary push up to 125 or whatever it was. Let's see. I wait for oil maybe to settle things a little. Yeah, maybe. I mean, if the setup comes, Nick, the setup comes. I think the big move is past. I probably agree with you on that point. Things are starting to settle down a little bit. You know, for me, this price action is nice. And, you know, looking at a break where we're potentially getting a break, you could get a retest. I would prefer to sell it than buy it down to this area. But we don't know what's going to happen. And that's not only with oil. That's with everything. That's with everything in times like this. So we've just kind of got to stick to our plan. And if things set up, then things set up. But, you know, look at these bars here on B. If we're considering this B, which is not a very nice ABC, if we are considering it here, look at these two bars here, which certainly give you confidence with a shorting opportunity in oil. So I like the idea of it. I just probably can't get in on it, unfortunately. And finally, gold. So gold is still there, waiting for this to move to the downside. Whether it does or not, we'll have to wait and see. This was not an aggressive entry because volume did not come in on this bar. I was looking at a potential short, possibly on this ABC corrective. I still like it short. So if we come back down now, we just look for a potential breakout of this 1900 level, whatever it is, on gold. It does have a little bit to go, a bit of time before it sets up. But maybe that inverse correlation between gold and dollar comes into fruition if dollar decides to push on. Again, gold will be affected by NFP numbers today. And that is what I'm looking at today. So favorite on the basket, you know, I like pound Aussie and I like Aussie dollar. I like them both, to be honest with you. But I do like this. I do like this. You know, I just want a little bit of accumulation here in the 4 hour. There is obviously the option of a 30-minute, 1 hour, 4 hour breakout, but also a 4 hour breakout retest, which is kind of my favorite, my breakouts. But I do like it. I do like it. I mean, unless in there. So you kind of do have three structures, right? No, I need a bit of accumulation. I need a little bit, certainly for counter trend for a breakout. But this looks great. Yeah, I agree, Silver. I agree. I think it looks really nice. It's just I just wish that this bar here yesterday was just slightly bigger. We do have some volume coming in on it. I just wish it was a bit more like, okay, we definitely want to move. It's giving you that reason, but it's not a major reason. So it's certainly a B class higher time frames, but there is that extension. So let's see. Okay, let's go through yours before we talk about the quarterlies. USD Polish. I don't think I have that one, actually. I've got Euro Polish. No, I don't have USD Polish. Let's have a look at it. I've got USD Huff here. Let me take this away. USD Polish. Here we go. You're looking on 1 hour breakout retest. From this, I can see what you're looking at. Okay, yep, context is good. Context is good, Silver. Can see that already. Yep. Let's see where it is, though. Let's see where it is. Yep, I consider where you're saying the breakout. Yeah, it seems to be the most respected area, right? Closes, wicks, closes. up into here. Yep, 200. We want to get past that or certainly tag it. 4 hour contact lenses just come weird. Again, Confluence ain't great, is it? Confluence ain't great. Weekly's okay in terms of where you're entering. If you're looking at this to be potentially, I mean, I guess you've got your, have you got your bullish 180 there from a technical perspective? Not quite. I like the context, Silver. I just don't like the confluence. But then you do have this. So picking it apart from here, I mean, you've got your head and shoulders, right? You got your 200 here. Yeah, I mean, same with probably Aussie dollar, right? You've got you're looking at a kind of C wave entry, which again would make sense from this recent price action. We just don't really like this, but I can see your reason here. So it's probably B class, but I guess you kind of know that. But yeah, I don't think it's a bad idea. Don't think it's a bad idea. Omar, okay, what we're looking at? Aussie Kiwi. Aussie Kiwi. What are you looking at? Let me see. Hourly chart. Yep, looks okay. Hourly chart, 30 minute here, cut with handle. Yep. Yeah, context is good. This is the only, again, our higher time frames are just causing us issues right now with trading, is that I'm expecting this may turn into a complex before movement to the upside purely because of these two bars. So it doesn't have to happen, but we do sometimes see when we get impulsive price action from a break, if we do push on, you know, I would prefer that to go into an ABC. Again, trend is your friend here, so movement to the upside. But I would just be a bit worried about those higher time frames. You know, again, similar here. How far do we push? I mean, yes, it can go on. I don't know what's going to happen in the future. We're just talking about 100 times here. And I think 100 times this may not push as much as you want. Yes, you could make money on a push up to potential B wave, wherever that is. But yeah, again, these higher time frames are making everything a little bit messy. Smaller time frames, contextual wise, yeah, it's great. I agree with it. I like it. But higher time frames, again, probably another B class. RR is big enough for the risk. Yeah, I agree with you, Silver, on that front. If you get in on and that's coming into C wave, yeah, I would agree with you. I would agree with you. GJ 4 hour. Let's have a look at GJ 4 hour. Looking here. Yep, that's certainly valid. That's valid there. Reversal, ABC, push down, accumulate, head and shoulders, break to the downside. Contextual wise, yeah. But again, I mean, yeah, you could, Omar. You know, all the ideas probably counter trend. You know, unless it does this, because I mean, most of these ideas will be counter trend. So, again, this and this and this gives you that context. It's whether we come in here, or maybe it's kind of giving you that before it comes back down, maybe to retest this area, which will probably be that 40-60 box. I wouldn't be a buyer of GJ. I wouldn't be a buyer. So if it does give you what you want, then it would make sense to me. It would make sense. Yeah, it would make sense if it gives you what you want. Yeah, GJ potential shorts. And certainly, I mean, you don't know what's going to happen. If the stock market does fall off, obviously that yen will be a beneficiary of it. NZD CAD daily. NZD CAD daily. NZD CAD. Horrible pair. So we're looking here, looking at your cup with handle. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Again, it's another one that, yeah, okay, I can kind of see. Oh, we look at the weekly. You got your V reversal there on the weekly. It's, I guess it's not. It's just not a very nice chart, is it? But if you break out of, you could say, so there's two options that you're breaking up from here. Let me remove this. So if we do it from here, okay, we say, you know, a terrible drawing. We say this. So the other option would be, yes, down here, that could be a great trade. Recent price action may say pull back and then boom, we move to the upside. So there's your kind of confluence with a shorting idea on NZD CAD. In which case your daily setup would make sense. Okay, you've got this area as dynamic resistance to price. Okay, ideally this would have been a kind of head and shoulders, but nothing's ideal in the world. So yeah, movement down here, and you know the same thing we look at again with NZD CAD. Yeah, it's another one that I could see your bias with. Like, it's another one I could see your bias with. You know, none of these are very clean. You know, none of mine are very clean either. But I can certainly see a bias with all those pairs that you put out. Yeah, well done. Well done, USD Polish. Yep, certainly an opportunity. Aussie New Zealand, there's definitely an argument. GJ, there's definitely an argument. NZD CAD, there's definitely an argument. You know, USD Polish, definitely an argument. But none of them, and again, even the ones that I put on are A class. We're trying to figure out which ones work the best, right? So there you go. Yeah, you're in an EU. Sorry, I'm EU, GU, and NU. EU, GU, and NU. Oh, so they'll be going well, right? EU. Yep, you got in up there. Well done, Nick. Good trade. And I presume NU's the same. Maybe not to the extent of EU. Yeah, from up there. Well done. Well done. Presume your stops are locked, so you probably can't lose any money with it. But EU is certainly a good move, and AU could be a good move. NU maybe the worst of the three, right, in terms of potential, but certainly good move as well, just purely because of where that daily is. But well done, mate. Well done. Well done. Well done. Yeah, no, I remember them, Nick. Good entries. Okay, so NU's closer. Closer to what? TP? I guess your TP, what, roughly here? Entry in there. Down to here. Yeah, well done. Well done. Okay, I get you. Yeah, I get you. Oh, yeah, pound USD as well, yeah. Yeah, I mean, dollar strength. Are we expecting dollar strength? Well, I mean, what are they expecting today? Let's have a quick look. NFP, I'm not in the market for. I'm not really interested in trading over news, but let's have a look at what they're expecting today. Unemployment rate, they're expecting 3.7, down from 3.8. That is, where to move this. Where's it gone? It's gone somewhere. Here we go. Yeah, so here, 3.7 down from 3.8. Non-farm payrolls, they're expecting a reduction to 490 from 678. So, I mean, I never really like to comment on this because there's various things on how you're looking at or you know, how you feel it will go. There's various options with the dollar strengthening, the dollar reducing, etc., etc. So just wait till the news comes out. I'm not going to predict that. I don't have a crystal ball. I'm not going to Vegas. I will wait for that reaction. Okay, let's talk a little bit about psychology and kind of trading performance. So I'll go a little bit into mine. You know, obviously 6% on the quarter. A little bit disappointing, but if somebody said to me at the start of the year, you know, would you take 24% if I gave it you now? I would say yes, absolutely. You know, and I'm a way to produce a video. Sound like a way to make a video on this, and you know, I guarantee a lot of comments will be, "Oh, that's shit," and all that's whatever. I'd probably just say the same thing back. Is that okay? Go and show me proof over the last 3 years that you can do this. Anyway, I'm not going to get into that. So I think for me, and again, this is for me, and this is I just kind of go away from me. Is that whenever I was in groups and was learning, there was never really anybody that kind of said, this is what I've done, this is the track record, which is what I'm trying to do, and kind of talk about it. So, as I've said before, I think it's a little bit disappointing, not with the number, I'm okay with the 6%, but just with the missed opportunities and probably lack of discipline with a few trades, missing a few trades. But, for me, I always go and try and learn and try to get better, and it's only the first quarter. I'm always thinking about December. Things can change in a week, and it's been a difficult time, and limiting now that drawdown, and that's why I put a quote up this morning about, capital protection, limiting that drawdown over a period of that I've never traded in. I've never traded during that stuff. So that's one thing I can be positive about. And it's not all doom and gloom. I'm still profitable, which remember, 95%, aren't. There's 3 quarters and everything can change, and you go over and you get better and you get better and you get better. Everybody says they've done it is a liar. Everybody tries to get better. So that's what I'm going to do in the next quarter. Take the weekend to refresh. I do like it because it kind of feels like a fresh start where it's okay. Q1 is done, and we're on to Q2, and everything can change very quickly. So that's my kind of thought. So I'll go through. Where do we go? Where will we start? Nick, I'll start with you. So how's your quarter been? What do you think? I know you're probably a little bit more experienced than most, but, in terms of improvements, let's just ask everybody. What have you learned in the last quarter? What is your improvements? What do you need to improve on? What do you think your not flaws, but what are things that you can get better on? We want to do a proper quarterly performance, and that's how we improve. How's your psychology been? Be completely honest. There's guys in here. John, I know you're trading very well. But essentially, what's your overall performance of your quarter? Then again, nobody's here to judge. Nobody's here to judge. I'll let you type. And not only that, what's your plans for Q2? What's your goals for Q2? What's your goals for Q3, Q4? Let's focus on Q2. Over the quarter, I went into 9% drawdown, and I'm now within 0.5% of getting back to level. Well done, mate. Excellent. How is your? I know you trade a little bit less, just until you're fine, John. But how is your psychology? And there's been great things over the quarter. Ash getting a free read, silver passing a challenge. There's been lots of positives. Morning, Efo. I was just asking what your kind of analysis of your trading performance is over the last quarter from January, how you feel like you've traded, what you feel like you need to improve on, anything you've learned, and, stuff to kind of write down and be accountable for in the next quarter. Because I think it's always important to do. Well, it's just a question to everybody, Efo. It's just a question to everybody. You've learned a lot from mistakes. Yep, absolutely. You learn your most from mistakes, John. Now feeling pretty confident reading the charts, Andy style. Good, excellent. Yeah, I've made mistakes. I made mistakes this quarter. And funnily enough, the mistakes for me, make such a big difference. When you get to, you talk about maybe elite level sport, little mistakes you make a big difference. And somebody gives the ball away in football, and you know it might cost them a goal. You know, those minute things. Yeah, for me, things like missing GJ, missing GA, not being pretty disciplined with GN has cost me quite a lot of percentages, let's say, this quarter, which is why I say I'm a little bit disappointed with the 6. But yeah, we live and learn, right? 10-hour quarter, 20% still getting FOMO, have to work over it. Well done, mate. 20% is great. Fear of missing out, yeah. Yeah, fear of missing out. I mean, that's like oil today. Yeah, like I think it's going to go, but yeah, again, it just comes with experience. But if you're bloody 20% up, yeah, you're all right, right? I'm personally maturing in terms of my psychology. Again, I'm still 1 year in, but learned a lot this quarter. I just started my first challenge with expectation to learn from it more than passing it. Yeah. Free repeat. Free repeat. Just go for the free repeat. But yeah, it's, you know, doing your first FTMO is an exciting time. It's an exciting time. But I've seen a big improvement in you, Omar, since we've started. Lots of good ideas. You know, I know a lot of you here resonate with me. Amira, Nick, Omar, Silver, like my kind of style, and you know, in terms of you, Omar, yeah, I've certainly seen a lot of good charts and good ideas come forward. So well done on that. It's always nice to see. It's always nice to see. Like I'm not here to say that I'm the best trader in the world, because I ain't. You know, I'm a profitable trader, and you know that's all I'm here to do. Proof scalping, handling more trades at the same time, which in turn helped my psychology keep calm, composed, and wait things out without a rush. Learn to stack trades more frequently so they maximize my profits, and also not let the successful trades get to my head. Yeah. Because with time they get more and more, which is good. Consistent, but profit percentages has a way of building up confidence, so I jump down my achievements and not take them serious. Yep, so I don't take myself too seriously. Yeah, correct. That's absolutely right, Nick. Absolutely right. Remember in January, you know, everything was going great. This too shall pass. This too shall pass. You get overconfident, and that's where the market will certainly humble you. So we always have to remember that. No matter how many years you've been in this business, if you get cocky, if you get overconfident, the market will humble you. Humble you. So that's a good point, Nick. That's a good point. So good. Yeah, no worries, Omar. No worries, Omar. But yeah, it's certainly good to do, guys. A kind of honest self-reflection, and it's not in a bad way. It's in a good way, and you know, we just go on, we improve, we get better, and that is the name of the game. Rome was not built in a day. Q1 is always. I normally have a good Q1. Q1 and Q2 are normally my best times, but then normally in Q1 there ain't a bloody war going on, so it's kind of different this year, I would say. But yeah, there's always. I mean, there's 3 Qs to go, right? There's 3 quarters to go, and maybe this year will be an anomaly where trading gets a little bit better as time goes on. I'm expecting a better Q2. I've got to think positively. Things can change very. You know that my aggressive strat will hopefully be employed at some point this year. Learning from Q1 for me, again, just talking about for me personally. So it's all. I mean, it's fine. It's fine. You know, it's fine. If I had if I had $1 million account and I eventually want that, am I happy with 6%? Absolutely, absolutely. Am I happy with 25% at the end of the year? 24%? Jesus, of course I would. Of course I would. Yeah, well, normally the summer's bad, right? I don't know. I think this year we gotta think maybe slightly differently because of what's happened in the first quarter. But let's see. All right, guys. I'll be off then. I will be watching AU, as I said. That's probably my favorite in GA for me personally. Possibly even for a break if we do decide to accumulate today, but NFP. So I'm not really expecting it. All right, guys, have a great weekend, and we'll be back on Monday where we'll do it all over again. Cheers, guys. Trade safe.